think we should give ourselves a moment to adjust.
Do you want to know what it takes to become a millionaire? What it would be like to head down the path of an entrepreneur, or what it really means to be financially independent?
Well, we certainly do. So in this, our first video, we're going to explain a little bit about our channel, our mission, who we are and why we're here, and why we went in search of all the different ways to develop our understanding of money, how it works and what it takes to succeed, or more specifically, what it means to succeed. And we didn't want to keep it to ourselves.
This being the case, we decided to bring to you the Money Bros. TMB's mission is to track our progress and give you, our valued viewers and fellow entrepreneurs, the inspiration and confidence to take control of your personal finances. Choose not to settle for, but to go out and create your best future and have to, watch all the mistakes that we are inevitably going to make. This will give you the edge on most by arming you with the knowledge of how to avoid some of the most common pitfalls of investing and entrepreneurship in advance before you embark on similar endeavours yourself and start your own journey to financial freedom. So hello everyone, Keane here, and I am currently a nobody, a construction worker in my mid-20s wishing for more than he has, still living at home and my mum does my washing for me and life is quite average. Except, I don't want an average life, I want more, and then some. I want success. And while success means different things to different people, I define it as working for myself, creating my own wealth and being as knowledgeable as I possibly can. In terms of my personality, I'm quite a cautious and methodical person, especially when it comes to putting my money actually into things and committing to something. I believe this probably makes me the builder out of our partnership. But I have a real fire in my belly that is driving me to change my world and create my best future. A life of wealth, financial freedom, which glazes over any of my qualms with risk. Over the last couple of years, after many of procrastination and dissatisfaction with my jobs and settling for an average life, I realised that something was missing. I didn't feel average, and I didn't want to end my life with regrets of never having tried to live the life that most people dream of. I didn't want to reach usual retirement age and live off the state, and that's assuming that a state pension even exists in its current form by the time I would have reached that age. But I decided to do something about it anyway, and my goals, in a broad sense, create a profitable business or brand, to leave conventional employment, eventually leave construction, and in addition to my businesses, have multiple income streams, whether they're passive or active. And I won't stop until these 4 goals are achieved.
And I'm Keir. I'm also in my mid-20s and in the construction industry. I also did want to get old and wish I did the things that I've always wanted to and achieve. I just felt like something was missing. I want to be able to have a better life for me and my family. However, I'm in no hurry to leave conventional employment as I quite enjoy my job as a bricklayer. We both have had the same voice in the back of our heads telling us to get off your arse and satisfy those urges to do better, and not just better, but to smash it out the park. And we both realised how similarly we felt. It was a no-brainer that 2 minds are better than 1. And here we are. In contrast to Keane, I tend to be more inclined to get moving on things, a bit more aggressive and willing to put my money to work and fine-tune all that out later. The visionary. This means that we have both slightly different ways of looking at things, which is definitely a good thing in this business, as Keane keeps me grounded while I make sure a good opportunity doesn't pass us by.
We love having the means to share our exclusive progress with millions of our fellow visionaries via our channels and social medias. If you want a more interactive experience with us and fancy picking our brains, then we have also put a link in the description to our free Discord as well as our other content platforms, which are Facebook, Twitter and TikTok. So welcome, one and all, to the beginning of ours and your journey to wealth, to complete financial literacy, and welcome to the Money Bros.
The problem with society, school and people in general is that it is easier to believe that finance is difficult, creating a profitable business is out of our reach, and that you need a licensed professional to take control and set up a prosperous future for yourself. Some aren't even aware that it's entirely possible and, dare I say it, easy to make money from your money, or that is within anyone's grasp to create a profitable side hustle that can eventually be scaled into a fully fledged business to support your income, to do as you please.
And with the prevalence of financial gurus, their so-called fortunes, get-rich-quick schemes and their success trading strategies, most average people are left paralysed and unsure of where to begin, just like we were.
Lack of financial education and incentives for financial professionals are the two main culprits when it comes to investing. Publicity surrounding the stock market and investing is mostly bad because of the negative results attract the attention of the masses. For example, it's very common to hear that in the news that the stock market has crashed and people have lost thousands. However, you rarely see things like the S&P 500 has had an average annual return of 13.6% in the last 10 years. The S&P 500 average return is a testament to the power of compound interest and the long-term investing. As Albert Einstein says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, and he who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. But more on this later. And multiple income streams are often more easily created than you may think. We want to give people the tools they need to make an informed decision and the options they have before them.
And how do we solve these problems, I hear you ask? Well, take control. The first thing anyone should set out to do is to learn, meaning they should take an active interest in all things finance, and business books are a great place to start. More so audiobooks in our case, as we probably wouldn't actually get round to even starting a paperback. At the end of the day, as with everything, you get out of the world what you put into it, and most people quickly realise that in reference to finance, you can certainly gain much more than you had to contribute in the first place. And the same goes for creating businesses. And so long as you do your best to research and understand any ventures you head into, then business becomes that little more within reach too. Just taking an active interest in learning about simple things on both topics can put you a cut above those around you and secures a better future. If you take steps to take control, then becoming a millionaire is less of a question of what if, and more of a how soon.
Making a budget is the logical place to begin. Everything regarding this that we mentioned today will be broken down in future videos, as not only is repetition helpful when remembering things, but we have found detail is key. We will do our best to be as clear and concise as possible, as everybody picks things up at different paces. Some people won't be familiar with the more specific technical language used when it comes to investing, like I was. And don't forget guys, we're always watching the comments, so if we ever use a word you don't recognise or know the meaning of, or you need something explained, please don't hesitate to comment your questions below and we'll get back to you. And while you're down there, if you learned something new or we've inspired you, remember to tap the little thumbs up to like the video so we know you're enjoying the content. If there's anything you want us to cover in future videos, please also let us know.
Anyway, we digress. Let's make a little checklist of our solutions as it stands. First, a budget. Everyone needs to make a budget. I'm not just talking about adding up the general rent, car insurance and weekly shop. I'm talking about every last penny and working out your long-term high interest debt and what that's doing to your finances. Because this will almost certainly counteract a considerable chunk, if not all, of any investing in your returns. So, you will want to try and clear any debt like this before investing. This can be done using an app like Yolt. This app is an excellent way to consolidate all of your accounts into one place and start to track your income and expenditure. This will get you ready to create yourself a budget. A month will probably be an adequate time, but you may choose to carry on a little longer. Yolt does require you to take receipt of a debit card, but you don't have to fund this unless you want to get the rewards from the card. Also, bear in mind that money on this account is not FSCS protected as it would be with a bank account. It is held as e-money, whatever that may or may not mean. This will allow you to truly determine what you can afford to invest, and this is based on your outgoings, once you've decided on your goals, what you need to achieve and in what time frame. This might very well be a daunting prospect, but fear not, you have the money bros and your willingness to learn to remind you that it's all entirely possible. And it is still the app that we use to this day.
Second on the list is keeping an open mind. Everybody, no matter where you go, work, the gym, a new restaurant, or even maybe going into lockdown for the 27th time, keeping an open mind is important. Mind allows you to learn, because if you've already dismissed something before you've even given it a chance, there's no hope in investing in the future. And without a shadow of a doubt, there will be bits that we share with you during this journey that will challenge what you believe, or some might say what you've been led to believe.
So number 3 on our checklist is understanding that time is your best ally with investing. As the excellent Andrew Craig, author of How to Earn the World, says, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. However, you will get rich. Our next video will all be about our books that we like and what we may think that you might want to read. We are by no means telling you that you will become a millionaire overnight, unless you get very, very lucky anyway. But what we are telling you is that you will never become a millionaire unless you learn the basics and act now. Timelines to riches are relative and depend on many different variables. The more you invest in yourselves, the longer you invest in the markets and generally invest, ultimately decides whether you're a wealthy pensioner or a wealthy 30-year-old. Both are more than achievable in the personal finance and investing world. It is not about timing the market, it's about time in the market.
And our 5th point, you must make goals. In your personal lives and when it comes to starting a business, goals are of the utmost importance. Simply put, you can't get where you want to be if you don't know where you're going. I'm talking about short, medium and long term as well. Make them specific. None of this get rich or start a business. Although these are great goals, they are about as informative and as useful as a chocolate teapot. Our 6th and final point is there will never be any time like the present. Once you know where you're at with your budget, you've learnt the basics, the difference between long/short term investing, how to invest, and that you've got the mindset required, take the plunge.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to just say that we are by no means financial advisors, and this content is not personal financial advice catered to any of our viewers. We hope that at the very least we are entertaining and you feel inspired enough to get out there and take control. We embarked on this journey ourselves with inspiration from the greats and many other professionals that have excelled in their field. To mention 2 of them, Ben Graham, the granddad of investing and the author of The Timeless Intelligent Investor. And Warren Buffett, probably the most famous investor of our time. He is in charge of the massive Berkshire Hathaway Holdings company with over 245 billion revenue, and having had Ben Graham as his mentor kind of says it all, really.
I'd have a few quid of that.
Absolutely, yeah. And these 2 men alone prove all there is to know about the power of investing and understanding money. And we have taken a great deal of knowledge on board from other giants as well, such as Andrew Craig, who's the author of How to Own the World, and Peter Lynch, who explains his means to fundamental analysis. This is one of the systems used by investors to value individual stocks or companies. There will be a list in the description for those interested of the people we feel you might take inspiration from.
Only recently, index funds have become so easily accessible to the smaller investor. Leaps and bounds over the years have made finance today the easiest to learn and to understand and to take action on, yet it still eludes the majority. For example, you can head over to the completely free services online that allow you to access the data needed to value and compare funds and or individual stocks and shares, like the previously mentioned 10-year return on the S&P 500 index. Also, if you would like us to go through further index fund videos, let us know in the comments down below.
We're going to put our current portfolios here, but instead what we've decided to do is do monthly portfolio updates in the form of a video. There'll be one this month, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, but we're doing this because we intend to be completely transparent from start to finish, all in the name of being genuine, and so you can see that we're not trying to hide anything from you or pull the wool over your eyes, and we think this would be advantageous for you to see as well, just to see, you know, how we're getting on.
We hope now that you've developed a little voice in the back of your head saying, the Money Bros might be worth a watch. Keep up to date by heading to each of our socials. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter @The Money Bros to watch our progress, learn with us. Our Discord is up and running for more specific discussions, or just head over to our TikTok for a little bit more of the fun side of investing.
And yes, fun does come into investing. So that's it, guys. We have come to the end of our video. We thank you for coming this far and would be eternally grateful if you could support us by liking and sharing this video, however crude it may be at this point, just so that we can extend our reach. And also don't forget, guys, to hit the notification bell to never miss a video. And remember, our success is your success. Until next time, millionaires
in the making. Bitch, I'm out.